Hi everybody, Sonia Yli-Kahila with Rejuvenize Health Coaching and Nutrition. Now in the last video I mentioned that I was going to do a series of videos about strategies that we can use to support weight loss and healthy weight maintenance. Now today I wanted to talk about sleep. Now many people may not think about sleep as something associated with weight loss or add it as part of their program when they're developing a weight loss program. But today I'm going to tell you why it's important and why you should consider it. So what happens when we're chronically sleep deprived is that it primes our body to hold on to the energy and the calories that we do consume even if we're eating a healthy diet. And what often happens is that if we are chronically sleep deprived, it's even harder to maintain that healthy diet. When we're sleep deprived, it messes up our hormones, and the hormones that regulate satiety and hunger get out of whack. So what happens is that we end up feeling hungrier than we actually are, which may lead to overeating and eating more calories than we need for energy, which may result in then weight gain. And as well, when we're feeling tired, low energy, and a little bit cranky, then it makes it really hard to make those good decisions about what to eat for our health. So we end up eating what's easy, and what's easy may be the bagels and the cereal that you have in your cabinet. And so we end up resorting to what we have available, what's easy to grab, what's easy to eat, rather than eating, for instance, a healthy green smoothie that takes a little bit more work and that you may not be used to eating. And along with that, it makes it harder to exercise. So again, when we're feeling low energy, it's hard to motivate ourselves to go get some exercise, and we're just not in the mood to do it. And then we may even forego any exercise altogether because we're feeling just too tired and not up for it, rather than doing some light exercise to at least keep the body moving. And finally, when we are sleep deprived, we end up craving all the wrong types of foods. When we're not having enough energy to get us through the day, then we end up craving foods that give us that quick energy burst and that elevate our mood. And these foods that we often gravitate towards are the refined carbohydrate, high sugar foods. And the reason why we often gravitate towards these foods is that they give us that really quick burst of energy. They're really easily digestible, and so the energy we get really quickly. And it also has that mood altering effect that it gives us a better mood. However, these are only temporary. And eating this way can put us on that dreaded roller coaster, the blood sugar roller coaster. So what happens is we eat these refined carbohydrate foods, the muffins, bagels, bread, croissants, cookies, and we get a huge influx of energy into our body. So that shoots our blood sugar sky high. And our body then tries to compensate. It's always trying to regulate things out. It doesn't like having really high blood sugar. And so it pushes out a ton of insulin to move that excess energy into storage as quickly as possible. So it takes the excess energy and it starts storing away in the body. First of all, it moves it into our cells, our muscles, and our brain to provide us with the energy to get through the day. But when all those are full, say if we've been eating a lot of sugar, a lot of refined carbs, is that then it takes that extra energy that's in our body, the excess sugar, and it changes it into fat. It gives us extra fat to store for later use. But the challenge is that when we're eating this way, is that these foods don't have a lot of fat, fiber, and protein. And so we don't have anything to give us sustained energy. So we get this high boost and our blood sugar goes sky high, but then because they digest so quickly, then our blood sugar crashes shortly afterwards. And again, we're in the state of, oh my God, I need to get some food now, give me something to eat. And again, our decision making becomes poorer. We don't have the ability to make those healthy decisions when we grab for whatever is closest, going with our cravings, often which results in the bagels, the croissants, and those high refined carb foods. or the sugary treats, the cookies, the candy, the chocolate. And then we can end up on this blood sugar roller coaster where our blood sugar goes sky high and then dips down too low. We get cranky and irritable. We snap at everybody. We may even get emotional and cry more easily. And so then we need something to give us that extra energy to boost up our mood, and then we reach for those high refined foods. Now, the problem with this is that it not only makes us feel crappy, but it can also lead to developing a number of conditions, health conditions, such as diabetes, dementia, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. These are not things that we want to get. So ideally, we'd like to try and avoid to get on this blood sugar roller coaster. And one way to do that is to get more sleep so we can feel better, have better planning, and make better decisions about what to eat. So the studies have actually been done that show a correlation between the number of hours you sleep and your likelihood to be obese. A study done at Columbia University that looked at and compared those who slept 7 to 9 hours a night compared to those who slept fewer hours found that those who slept 7 to 9 hours a night were less likely to be obese. Comparatively, those who slept 6 hours a night were 23% more likely to be obese than those who slept 7 to 9. Those who slept 5 hours were 50% more likely to be obese, and those who slept 4 or fewer hours were 73% more likely to be obese than those who slept the 7 to 9 hours. Crazy, hey? Okay, so I think I've driven home the message about why we want to get some sleep and how it can affect our weight loss or our weight maintenance goals. But then there's a challenge of getting that good night to sleep. Many of us really focus and say, okay, I want to get to sleep, and they try to get to bed early, but then you can't fall asleep, you're tossing and turning, or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is racing. So I'm going to give you a few strategies that'll hopefully help you get that good night's rest. First of all, is that we want to make sure that we're sleeping in a really dark room. And we want to minimize our exposure to light in the evening. And the reason why is because light really affects our circadian rhythm. So when we get exposure to light, this artificial light that allows us to do all these great things at night, it also can mess up our signals about when it's time to go to sleep. So if we're using a lot of electronic devices or things like that, then it can cause us not to feel as tired and sleepy when we should. So the solution is to try and avoid using electronic devices an hour before you go to bed, and to use blue blocking devices. These are apps that you can download easily onto your computer or onto your smartphone and install them to block the harmful blue rays that's most harmful for our sleep. And then make sure your bedroom is dark. Get really great shades to block out any light, or use an eye mask. Okay, secondly is to develop and keep a really good sleep routine. This means doing certain things in a certain order as you prepare your body to go to sleep. And the reason that this is important is it gives your body cues that sleepy time is coming, let's get started preparing our body for sleep, and it starts then releasing the hormones that help make us sleepy and help us fall asleep. Thirdly is to incorporate into your sleep routine some calming activities right before you go to bed, so that it gets your body primed for that calming rest and repair state. So this can be things like meditating or reading or journaling and writing. And especially if you're the type of person that has racing thoughts, you have lots in your mind as you're trying to go to sleep, then writing things down, making a to-do list for the next day, or just writing down your thoughts before you go to sleep can be really helpful in helping you get them out of your mind and fall asleep. If you've written them away, then they're put down. You can even do a mantra and tell yourself that now's the time for sleep and later is the time for you to do your tasks tomorrow. And finally, if you're still having trouble getting some good rest, there are supplements available that can help you sleep. So melatonin is one that we hear often. Magnesium is another common one. And some other lesser known ones are 5-HTP, GABA, and L-theanine. These can be really helpful for going to sleep. And the health food stores often provide products that combine a lot of these. And it really is a trial and error process to figure out what works for you. So go try something. Just because one thing doesn't work doesn't mean that another one won't. So go try things out. And I really hope that you're able to incorporate some of these strategies, get a good night's sleep, and really kickstart your weight loss or help you maintain a healthy weight. To your best health. Until next time.